Hello, it's Monica from Crafting with Quilling Lady, and I hope you have an absolutely fabulous day. It is Monday, so it is time for personalized project. It is my very first project for Polkadoodles, as I'm in the design team, and I'm going to show you how to create this winter wedding card. I printed the beautiful Bride and Groom digital craft stamp, and using my ScanNCut machine, I'm going to cut it out. If you want, you can use your scissors and that will be perfect as well. And at this point you have to decide how you're going to decorate your stamp. And I chose alcohol markers from my stash. I've got some tri-blends from Spectrum Noir and some of the alcohol markers from The Works. It's always a good idea to put a scrap piece of paper underneath because every single alcohol marker bleeds through your card. So this is the way to actually save your project. As it is my very first project for Polkadoodles, I really wanted to share it with you. If you want, you can also check the blog, and I left the link to Polkadoodles blog post for this project, so yes, you can check it out. And if you're interested in any of the stamps I used today or design papers, I left the links to all of them in the description down below as well. As you know, I'm a new part of design team for Polkadoodles and I'm just so excited. I absolutely love the images they create, and if you look at the website of Polkadoodles, it is overwhelming. Every single design is just so pretty and literally you want to print all of them at once and color them in straight away. So when I saw this couple, I thought it would be perfect for winter wedding card. So if you agree, please let me know in the comments down below. As it has some winter vibes, I decided to go with some blues. And what's really good about alcohol markers, they really blend beautifully. And you don't have to worry if they are very cheap or very expensive markers. So if you have any of the alcohol markers, I really hope you take them out and have a play with them, because they are absolutely amazing to work with. So as you can see, I decided for the groom to have blue suit, because why not? It is winter, isn't it? Now it is time to actually have a look and decorate some of the hair, because that what really makes our characters pop. So have a think what color palette you want to use. As it is personalized card, I always try to look at the hair of the recipients, and that is always the choice I do for my personalized cards. As you can see, I'm using some light browns for the bride and using alcohol markers. If you want to do the hair, I suggest you use the darkest color first, then your medium and then the light, and you can always go back with the darkest again, and trust me, you will be surprised how beautiful the hair turns out on your project. I also wonder, have you seen my video from yesterday where I created 3 cards using one design paper pack? So if you haven't seen that, the link is at the top right corner. So going back to that image, as I told you, I'm in design team for Polkadoodles for this year and I'm just so happy. Every single image, it is so beautiful, and I can tell you that this month I will have some more projects for Polkadoodles on my YouTube channel, so stay tuned for those videos as well. As it is the new year, Happy New Year first of all, and I also wanted to tell you that I've got so many ideas for this year projects. So I also want to have videos on Mondays and Thursdays like last year, but I'm also going to put some images and videos for design teams I'm going to work with this year. Now, to add a little bit more sparkle, I'm going to use metallic watercolor paints, which I got from B&M couple of weeks ago, and to be honest, when I saw these paints I thought they would be perfect for winter wedding card. It's always a good idea to use a scrap piece of paper to test your paints before you apply them on your project. As you can see, the paints come with a wet brush, which is absolutely amazing, because this way you can have the whole set with you and you can take it wherever you want and actually paint your images wherever you want. So if you don't have these paints, and they were like pretty cheap, I think they were like £2, and the shine is absolutely stunning when the paints dry. So as you can see, I'm putting the paint here and there, and actually when you move the image, The sparkle is gorgeous. If you haven't used any of the metallic watercolor markers, please have a play with them, because they are absolutely amazing. If you don't have them, maybe you have some markers with some mica, and that will work as well. As you can see, I'm just putting the beautiful blue color here and there, so actually the bride and groom match beautifully for their winter wedding. When this is done, I'm going to finish off with some of the elements I missed. You can always do it and no one will ever know. When this is ready, now it will be time to for the next step. And I'm going to add even more sparkle using clear overlay from Spectrum Noir. And if you're interested in any of the products I use in today's video, I left the links in the description down below. So my clear overlay is the go for winter wedding dress. I had to color in the flowers on the bouquet because why not? I could keep them white for the wedding, but I really wanted all the elements to match beautifully. And that what really makes your project stand out. So yes, you can do that as well. Now it is time for the next step. And to do it, I'm going to use my cutting mat, because we're going to create a card base and all the elements. So I'm going to use Made to Surprise lightweight circle cutter. It's a mouthful. And I'm going to take the protection from the blade, and I'm going to create a card base. As you can see, this card is going to be in a circle shape, because why not? Circles make me think about snowflakes, so that was the idea behind this card. And I'm using 300 GSM white multi-purpose card, and I'm going to do exactly the same step here, because we need the front and the back for the card. When this is ready, I thought I really like it so far, but is there a way I can make it even better? To add a little bit more dimension, I'm going to create, let's say, a circle border. So I'm taking the same measurement as I did for the front and the back panel, and then I'm going to make it slightly smaller to create a border. So if you have never ever used that technique, please try it and you'll be surprised how quick and beautiful your makes can be. So when this is ready, we've got that beautiful frame, but it's still something missing. And at this point, I wanted to use some of the design paper from Polkadoodles, and this one is called Winnie Wonderland Paper Heaven number 5. And I'm going to cut one more circle. So at this point, we're going to have nearly all the elements ready to put our card together. I really like this design paper, it's very soft and elegant, and I thought it would be perfect for wedding. If you agree, please let me know in the comments down below. So now it is time to add even more sparkle and make sure that all the elements match. And to do it, I'm going to use exactly the same metallic watercolor paint, and I'm going to do some splashes with that blue colors. Super quick, beautiful, but they really add so much to the project. I'm not really sure if you can see it in the camera, but in real life, they are absolutely gorgeous splatters. So yes, you can use that technique in your projects as well. So when this is ready, I'm going to leave it to dry for about 2 to 5 minutes. So I'm going to put it on the side. And please do it, because if you start touching all those splatters, they're going to smudge, and that's not what we want. Now using the frame, I'm going to use a different blue color. As you can see, this one is lighter, because I really wanted nice background for the snowflakes. So if you have any of the metallic paints, please experiment with the color palettes you can create with them. And trust me, even when it's super soft, when you tilt it where the light hits it, it is so gorgeous. So yes, you can use it as well. I also on the Heavy Ever created a winter wedding card. If you have, what was your color scheme? Please let me know in the comments down below. Using my snowflake punch from Hobbycraft, I'm going to create some snowflakes, super quick and simple. And at this point, I always use a scrap piece of card I have left from some of the projects I created earlier. So please don't start a new card. Use whatever you've got, and this way you save your supplies. So when these are ready, I'm going to put all the snowflakes on the side so I can actually see how many I've got and how many I can put on my card. But first, it is time to put the back and the front panels together. I'm going to use my scoring board from Crafter's Companion, create a top flap, fold it, burnish and adhere it using my one and only liquid glue, Magic Glue. And also, I'm going to put that background paper we created with those blue splatters. At this point, all of them were nice and dry. So yes, it is super quick and it really gives you that wow effect, especially on a winter wedding card. Now it is time to put the front panel with the back one. And yes, this is the frame we created. To add more dimension, I'm going to use double-sided foam adhesive. And if you don't have very narrow one, you can always cut it into smaller pieces. So this way you save so much money. And yes, you can use anything from your stash as well. So don't worry if your tape doesn't fit your project, please cut it and spread it. This way you save money, time, and you have amazing projects. I also on the Heavy ever created a card in a circular shape. If you have, what was the occasion? I'm really curious. As I told you, the circular shapes make me think about the snowflakes. Every single snowflake should have 6 points. That's why I really like the punch from Hobbycraft. It is very small with all those snowflakes, but I think in the end they really did the job well on this card. Now using my pokey tool, I peel off the backing from my tape and it will be time to adhere it on the front panel. And again, it's always a good idea to put few drops of liquid glue because this way you'll make sure that all the elements will be adhered there forever. So yes, please do that as well. Now I'm going to use my one and only liquid glue again just to put those two panels together. And at this point you have to decide where do you want your bride and groom on your card. It's always the trickiest part when it comes to beautiful layouts. So have a think, have a dry run first because that will really make a difference. Especially if you want to have a sentiment. You have to decide if you want it at the top, at the bottom or maybe in the middle of your project. To add even more dimension to the card, I'm going to use my double-sided foam adhesive on the bride and groom as well. And don't forget that I left the links to all the products I use in today's video, so yes, you can check them out, especially on Polkadoodles website. I'm using my pokey tool to peel off the backing and then a few drops of liquid glue, because that really makes a difference. And at this point I thought, what kind of sentiment can I put on a card? I really wanted something that will say it is wedding, but I chose a slightly different one, but you'll see that later on. With all the snowflakes now, I'm literally putting 1 drop of liquid glue here and I'm spreading the snowflakes on the border. Super quick, simple, but it really gives you that wow effect on that winter wedding card. If you agree, please let me know in the comments down below. I also wanted to let you know that tomorrow I'm going to have another video for you with a very cool challenge. So if you're interested, please stay tuned for that because you won't be disappointed and I really hope you enjoy this challenge as well. So I actually have some snowflakes left over which I can use for my future projects. So you can always keep them in a zip bag together with the collection that you used. Now I'm going to use the sentiment which says it's time to celebrate. And to add even more interest, I'm going to use very light blue alcohol marker and I'm going to add that color on all the edges of the sentiment. As you can see, I use my scissors just to make sure it's not that straight, and I think it really adds even more detail to the card. And again, I'm going to use double-sided foam adhesive for the sentiment, and at this point I literally ran out of it. So for the next project I need a new one. I also wonder what is your favorite foam adhesive. If you have it, please let me know in the comments down below. It's always a good idea to add some smaller elements at the ends because we want the whole sentiment to stand out proudly on a card. Again, I'm going to use my pokey tool to peel off the backing and a few drops of liquid glue. And at this point, I thought I absolutely love all the blue splatters on the shine on a wedding dress, but is there a way to make it even more sparkly? Of course it is, so I'm going to use some blue gems from my stash. And I put them here and there, and I also created 2 hearts. So have a play with your gems, because that will be absolutely amazing. There is plenty of space to write your message inside, and the cut is complete. So what do you think about my very first project for Polkadoodles? Do you like it, or would you change anything? Thank you so much for watching and spending that time with me. Don't forget to like this video, give it a thumbs up, and subscribe to my channel if you're new. Have a wonderful day, happy crafting, and see you in my next video. Bye!